That was a failed run because I put the Arcwing gun away, when in reality I should have kept it out. Flown around, busted up 4 pylons, and then used it again. Which means I would have had to wait for ammo, which is annoying. And slow. Ammo behind him somewhere. Ammo everywhere. So yeah, put it away again. I shouldn't have. I just didn't have a gas, so we'll get with it. Well, wrong elevation. Run into that problem for a while. It's only the problem that's on top. Bad, you motherfucker. I was down to 0 iron skin, and I had an arc gun dude firing at me. I thought it was game over. After a really smooth run. If I die in Arcwing now, I'll be upset. And I very almost did. Very nearly did. I had one of those guys grapple to me and come up into the sky with me. Did you miss the sub 4 Mirage? Yep. Took me about 15 attempts, but we got there. It'll be up on YouTube at some point. Hopefully this is the sub 4 Rhino. No? Yes. Fuck yes. It felt like it, and I'm glad it was. Very nice. I was at 354. 354. There was a close calls on that one. Easy, indeed. Congrats, thank you very much. Not bad, not bad. Not bad indeed. So the builds I was using, we got Rhino, we've got a very kind of weird build going on here. I don't think I would use this anywhere else, but I did end up with some weird mods in weird places specifically for this run. There's enough survivability in his 2 and just mobility that we could go Arcane Acceleration and Velocity for more fire rate on critical hits for both primary and secondary. Very useful. As much strength as possible for your 2 and your 3 obviously, a bit of duration and some range for Ironclad Charge, which I did use a bit but not all the time. So, you know, take that as you will. And Speed Holster for the swaps, which is also buffed by the 100% from Vigorous swap, which gives us more damage, and because we're constantly swapping between the primary and secondary, that's pretty beneficial I think. We've got the Battle which I'm using because it has the innate magnetic, and then modding it for corrosive and cold so I can cover those 3. That's basically all my builds are very similar to my Chroma build, except I've swapped it around a bit so that I can get base damage in. So we've got Serration in there, and then we just got the Riven. And then we have the Tomb Finger, which has the innate radiation, and then it's modded for viral and heat, so it's covering those 3 elementals. Again, very similar to Chroma, but we've got Hornet Strike instead of Primed Pistol Gambit, because the Riven here has critical chance on it that takes it almost up to 100%. It's not, I think it was about 150% with this, but gotta work with what you got. Using Pax Charge to turn it into a battery, so I never have to worry about reloading the secondary, which is very useful. I'm using the Kripath here to throw Exodia Contagion. Again, very similar build. I've got Prime Pressure Point on there now. Contagion is Blast on its own, which is what I'm throwing. So I'm trying to stay more than 30 meters away to get that extra 400%. I've got it modded for gas and electricity. The viral is innate to the Plague Kripath, and that doesn't carry across to Contagion, so you can ignore that. And the damage is enough that it can cover the Slash, Puncture and Impact, although the Tomb Finger was also doing some impact damage. I was occasionally using this for impact and sometimes puncture, but most of the work was being done by this. Just using Zeneric. It's just everything full except the 3 that waste energy for no reason. Just purely for energizing dash to save a few pads. Add the Adaza. Extra crit on Cat's Eye, and then it's just survivability really. Survivability there, a bit of extra duration there. Pack Leader works with the Contagion, so I'm throwing Contagion at the shields of the orb, and that is healing the Kavat, so it keeps it alive pretty well, although it was dying occasionally, probably because I'm doing less damage with Rhino than I was with Chroma. So that's how that works. In the vehicles, I've got the Itzal, which is just these 3 mods. I want as much starting capacity as possible for, as much empty capacity as possible for the starter energy, so that I can warp a lot more without burning pads there. And we've got the Corvus, which is actually better than the Imperator Vandal in terms of how quickly it can take it down. You can see I've just got the typical crit mods. We've gone Radiation and Cold here, and here, and then we've just got the multi-shot and base damage. So pretty simple. That's all the builds we were using. It worked out pretty well, I'd like to think.